step into the ring, it's Monday Night Fire. My rhymes burn hotter than a funeral pyre. I'm the heavyweight champ, you can call me sire. Reviewing raw like a southern rap messiah. Crossing over lines like I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin. Flipping opponents like I'm Randy Orton. Dirty South flow, my words they be costing. Every verse I drop got them head nodding. Spit lyrical punches like a ruthless fighter. Got the crowd hype, I'm the crowd igniter. Breaking down the raw matches, no denier. Dirty style rap, I'm the Monday Night Supplier.
What is up, window lickers? Ding dong, it's another Monday Night Raw preview show, and it's your bearded trio back at it again, the ones you love. And I know there's some of you out there, I know you're creators, and I see that you started using my time slot on Mondays at 7, and that's okay, because the United States, well, we always beat up Canada, and that was the little inside there, if you know what I mean. I see you out there trying to steal this spotlight, but you can't. Look at these beards. People tune in for just the beard. So what is up? Kevin Calloway, the Chaos Goblin, the blue-eyed villain himself, Grunmeister. How goes it?
Way better than last week. I was sick as a dog last week.
Yeah, well, for you to cancel the show, we kind of figured you were pretty sick.
Yeah. I was really hoping the symptoms would come, they would go away and alleviate. But man, I was getting I think Monday night or Sunday night, I can't remember which, but I was getting like shivers and things and everything. It was almost like flu symptoms, but I didn't have the flu. Yeah. I think there's a new kind of virus strain going around. I was hearing about it at work. So I think it was that. It starts with an A. I can't remember it or pronounce it.
A horrible Super Bowl.
It's like the Acino virus or some stuff. It's like flu and cold symptoms.
It's Eagles. Right. They've infected an entire country.
Demons.
They're demons.
Gotta be demons.
Well, I mean, okay, you know what? I might be, because Kevin, I don't know if you heard what I did Friday. But I'm here. So I went to the parade.
Okay.
And I parked in a neighborhood in Philadelphia that's safer. That's because Philadelphia's not very safe. It's not a very safe city. I walked 2.5 hours from where I parked to the museum where the parade ceremony. Yeah. I walked 2.5 hours. I've never walked that much in one day.
That's a lot of walking.
It is.
That's more walking than me, more of an athletic person, probably walks and can walk comfortably.
My entire left leg was in pain for the rest of that night.
I was about to say probably for the weekend.
It was getting better. By Saturday night, Sunday felt a little bit better. Today hurt a little bit, but pretty much am walking normally now.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, that's good.
You're an Eagles fan, man. Just push through the pain. You had that goal at the end.
Exactly.
The Eagles, you had to be out there, and 9 months from now, we're gonna have a bunch of white kids named Saquon running around.
Probably gonna see.
That's going to be wild.
You know what? It's not gonna be Saquon. It's gonna be Jalen.
I was gonna say it's probably gonna be Jalen. We're probably gonna see Cooper. I get it. Cooper DeJean, maybe not, but Cooper DeJean, his play just really excited a lot of people. So I think you can imagine a lot of Coopers.
A squirrel running around on the field excites Philly fans. So let's not say that the excitement there is real.
Hey, come on. Cooper DeJean had a lot of great plays throughout the season.
You're right. I will say the Eagles, like I told you at the beginning of this season, Grun, when you were oh my God, we're going to die. I'm never going to watch this game again.
I was scared because Detroit was getting their act together. Washington was getting their act together. A lot of teams were getting their act together.
And Detroit had an offensive and defensive coordinator that were out the door in the playoff season already. They were
Yeah.
signing contracts during the game, it felt
Oh,
like.
That's
Jesus.
ridiculous. Like, save it until after the games.
Yeah,
fellas.
really.
I mean, it's not that hard. It's only a
I'm-
couple more.
I mean, at least our offensive coordinator was willing to wait until the day after they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but you won a Super Bowl. That's the end of the season.
Yes.
That's done.
Yeah,
You ended the
that's
season,
complete-
and then the dude said, "You know what? My stock's not going to get any higher. May as well sell high." And then
Yeah.
he went somewhere. That's
Excellent
different to me.
point. Excellent point, Kevin.
Yes, it is.
Look over an Eagles fan over here with all this privilege. Oh well, our guy he
Oh,
left. Yeah,
please.
after
My
the
team
game,
ate the
grind.
sickest of L's to the Washington
Yeah.
Commander.
Yeah, they did.
And then
Yeah, they
the
did.
offensive coordinator's like, you know what? I'm just going to be the Bears now.
Well, yep. Josh, I hope he does not screw up your Bears.
Hey,
I
screw
don't
'em up.
think it
They're
can get
already
worse.
There ain't nothing else this dude could do. I mean, unless he came out and forfeited every game, anything he does is going to be an improvement to my team. Yeah, and as a Bears fan, this is the best time because now we have all the room to just throw things out. We can claim Super Bowl for the next year. Nobody's going to bat an eye at us right now. But when that season starts, I got to shut up. No, I think it'll be a good NFL season coming up. We got a lot of good teams being built up right now.
Oh, yeah.
Franchises
Yeah.
and things like that. It's feeling like old football back in the day when you're a kid and you're starting to love the sport and see all the action every Sunday. Why is my dad and grandpa getting so excited about a bunch of dudes out on a field? Oh, he almost took that guy's head off. Yeah, now I understand why they love this. Okay. Yeah. So I'm excited for the next NFL season. I can see you guys are. We get to battle it back out again and see what happens. And Saquon, he wants to get back to that Super Bowl.
Oh,
and he wants to run and run and run.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
That is gonna be very exciting. And I'm gonna look. I am a realist in that getting to the Super Bowl once is hard enough.
Mhm.
Getting to it twice, that's challenging. And then doing it 2 years in a row, almost unheard of.
True, unless you're the Chiefs. And then
Well, you had the refs. Well, they had the refs on the play.
Oh, here we go again. Here we go. Well,
Listen,
and
I've
they
seen
forgot to pay him at
I've
the
seen
Super Bowl.
spreadsheets and comparisons. They might actually have the refs on the day.
Maybe it's.
Because
I've
most of the
already
time,
said
like I'm
that.
seeing one-off things here and there, and it's not a big deal. Like it happened to the Lions a lot, but it was like one game here and there, right?
Right.
Yeah,
It felt like they were against us, but you know what? Fuck it. It just happened every once in a while. It happens. Don't let a one-score game happen.
Mhm.
that's how
The
you stop
Chiefs
that.
had 7
we go.
one-score games last season, and they
Mhm.
won them all by calls. Like it was by calls, except for I think just the Denver Broncos game where they miffed the field goal. That was it. That was the only game that wasn't some kind of referee call that gave them the game.
That's
Yep,
insane.
And yet in the Super Bowl, there were definitely a few calls that were missed on Patrick Mahomes that the refs did not call, which
Well,
or in the benefit of the Chiefs is what I mean. I mean that they definitely should have called, but they didn't.
I think they were under so much scrutiny at that point. They were erring on the side of caution.
good because hey, look, I would
Here we
rather
go.
football be a little bit tougher and they'd be like, hey, look, if you don't want to get sacked, tell your offensive line to do their damn job.
Mhm.
If you can't handle the kind of physical torture and pain that this sport is known for, don't play it.
Yeah.
I agree. And I agree that we need to protect players because a lot of them leave in their late 30s, especially linemen, with just concussions and like just changed people because they have so much brain damage.
Definitely
We got to
not going
protect
to
those
take
people.
that away.
And we got to protect football players in general in that sense. That being said, I believe the refs turned. This is the moment. This is that one Pandora's box opening moment in the
Here we
playoffs
go.
to me. It was the miffed call for roughing the passer when the two guys collided over Patrick Mahomes. It didn't actually touch him, and then they called it on them anyway. So not only did they brain damage each other missing, but they got called for a penalty that they didn't penalize. Like that wasn't a penalty.
Yeah. You guys are speaking to the choir on this one.
We are. And I don't know about you guys, but I would feel more confident hiring a bunch of 18, 19-year-old college students who their primary degree is in drinking. I trust them as the referees over these referees, because oh my God, it's like really, like it's not that hard. You have a literal rule book, and you have literal years and years, decades of
We'll just hire Chet from Sigma Alpha Phi.
You have all this information to get an idea of what to look for.
Yeah, but there's loopholes, Grun. You gotta always, and if that team's paying me, I gotta make sure they get their calls, buddy.
I tell them,
gotta keep my job too.
Yeah, well, I tell them, look, I want to be a referee forever. I get paid. I don't know what they get paid, $50,000-$60,000 for 3 months of work, maybe that. Like I take that. Then
let's look this up.
That is
basic salary for NFL ref. I like that, Grun.
Is it
how far off? How far off am I?
It's around $200,000 to $250,000
Oh my God!
per year.
Wait, that's per year?
That's per year, and that's for the basic NFL referee.
Yeah, they don't have another job. They
don't need another job.
No,
That's paid referee.
Oh my God!
NFL. So if that's the base pay, who's the highest paid refs?
Let's see.
Probably double that at least, if not more.
What's
for a Super Bowl? Whoever refs the Super Bowl earns an additional $50K. By the way, I just looked that up.
Okay,
and they earn extra for postseason games.
Okay, I mean that makes sense.
Yeah.
the
Okay, so average is that.
it's still saying in between 200 and 250 per season.
But
then it brought up the Super Bowl pay significantly more than other game, ranging anywhere. So for just that game, for the Super Bowl game, it's anywhere from $30,000 to $50,000 based on.
Yeah, I was about to say it's the pay structure is secret.
That's
it has to be.
It
has
really
to be.
does.
Yeah,
You cannot, because then there's bias. I mean, yeah, then. I mean, you could be like, that guy's biased. Look what division he lives in.
If we announce a special, like we can announce player pay, but we can't announce ref pay. And the reason that is because if people see the ref pay as compared to player pay, they're probably going to be like, oh, well, of course they're on the take, or whatever the fuck.
Exactly.
Whenever they do whatever.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I like that.
Yeah, but it's like
all right, guys. Grun,
yeah,
I'm cutting you off. You're getting cut off. You're getting too NFL-y. I love you, but we've talked about the EGLES way too many times. So go Eagles.
It's gotten 2 weeks of coverage now.
Yeah, I know. You've had enough Eagles coverage. All right. So we're back here at Monday Night Raw, guys. And we are on Netflix with Monday Night Raw, which personally I am absolutely enjoying. I love watching back. No commercials, just what I want to watch, the wrestling. Production value is doing awesome. But I want to bring it to one specific wrestler. And we talked about her yesterday, Grun. But Bayley.
Yes.
Bayley, to me, and this is going to be the opening question for everybody out there. Bayley, to me, is hitting new levels for herself, for what she can bring to the WWE. And like Grun brought up, and House brought up, she is the one out of the 4 horsewomen who you can tell this is where she wants to be. At the moment, she's doing everything she possibly can do to make Bayley be the hot commodity in the WWE. My question to everybody here, do we get a Bayley run this year? And how long does that last?
I think yes, but it won't be long.
Ooh, a short one.
Yes. I don't think it's not going to be like a Mania match. It's not going to be anything like that. I don't think Bayley's in the Mania picture for the title because I don't think they want her to take it off of Rhea.
Okay.
So Rhea has to lose it to someone else for it then to go to Bayley. I think what I can see, just because of the way they're setting this up, and you can really make a superstar doing this, if this is just one way to go. You can have Roxanne Perez beat Rhea at some point this year. And then you're ready-made feud because they're already laying the groundwork is Roxanne Perez and Bayley.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, Kevin. That's a nuclear bomb.
Impact with someone coming up with from NXT, especially someone you clearly have so much faith in.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have so much faith in Roxanne Perez, and for good reason.
Very true.
You want her to make an impact immediately. You don't want her to be feuding with the Drek to try and bring it up. And I don't mean to call anyone Drek, but like the people who are lower on the card, she doesn't need to beat a ton of them. She already is established in the eyes of the fans. She can simply go from NXT to the upper mid card, have one feud that she beats someone in. It could be Bayley. She wins out that feud and then she's facing Rhea. She just goes on a tear. And then you can bring Bayley back later, maybe by the end of the year.
Interesting.
And it's a whole new dynamic if you put a title in the picture than if you don't. So it revitalizes a feud. I think that's a way you could go in order to get Bayley into the title picture. I think she deserves it. She's clearly to me, she's the veteran on Raw now. She's the person who's been there. She's the older guard, so to speak, which is a good role for her. I think she's very good at that because she's very good. This is based on what I've seen, just how she works. She's pretty good at leading people who need to be led. Like she's pretty good at making sure that the match at least looks passable. Will it always maybe be the best? Maybe not, but she knows how to protect how people look and protect people in general in the ring as they're working.
I agree with that.
With all of that said, she's incredibly reliable. So I think she ends up with a title run this year simply because she's reliable. And you know you're going to get a decent match out of her and whoever she's working with.
Excellent points, Kevin. I love all of what you're saying there. And we got the Lou chiming in. What's up, bearded bastards? What's up, Lou? We had also Ken chiming in during our NFL talk.
Lions.
Go Lions. You know it, Ken. We'll accept that from you. And House chimed in. Kev is back.
Baby.
He is. So, Grun,
Yes.
you just listened to that beautiful picture being painted by Kevin, which that nuclear bomb that he just threw out there would be very grabbing for a young talent like Perez.
Yeah.
It would be almost shooting her into Mars, really.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where we're at. So, Grun, my question to you is, first, what do you think about what Kevin's saying? And would you go that same route or would you change it up a little bit?
So my brain, I definitely agree that I think if there's any woman that we are going to see WWE shoot to the moon, strap a rocket to, it's going to be Roxanne Perez.
It has to,
because she was out for injury in NXT for a significant amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
However, she came back, proved herself, and was a great NXT Women's Champion again, and has put on stellar matches, has been a major part of NXT and been one of the number one reasons why people would watch NXT. She's WWE absolutely have faith in her being the future of the women's division. As for how does Bayley fit in, I was thinking more she would probably be more like an AJ Styles sort of is right now in WWE, where he is more the role where he can take wins or losses as long as it's to enhance or benefit someone else, like how he's seems to be going into a feud with Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
Mhm.
And I can definitely see a Roxanne Perez Bailey feud. I just don't know if it's ever going to lead to Bailey being a champion, or if Bailey's champion at the start of the feud.
You know,
I think it depends on when Roxanne comes up too.
Yes.
yeah,
Like fully,
Yeah.
fully. Because right now
Exactly.
she's making appearances on Raw. She's in the
Mhm.
crowd, but she's not like in the ring doing stuff.
It feels like it's gonna be Raw after Mania.
I think so.
that's what I was going to say too. I really think that that's going to be the play. Hopefully that there's something that weekend that really makes her pop even more. I know she's already, but you know how it is when you have that big moment. It might be stand and deliver. It might be, even in the crowd night one. But at the end of that WrestleMania, if you have that moment that weekend, that Monday that you appear on Raw, astronomical. People
Yeah.
just love it. They eat it up, and it's fantastic. And honestly, like you were saying, Kevin, I'm in your boat right now. I want to see exactly what you're saying because
I think it just depends on what they want to do with Rhea in the end too.
exactly. Yeah. But I mean, with Rhea, to me, she is that person that you can put into a lot of different storylines, and she's going to, like I say all the time, take her 5 minutes and make something out of it. Even if there's multiple women and talents in that storyline, she's going to separate herself. But I'm really liking what you're saying on this, and we need to keep a pin in this one and see where it goes, because if that happens on whatever night she beats Rhea,
the way that they book Rhea, she always has an out if she loses. She doesn't get beat flat.
yeah,
And it'd be the same case with Roxanne Perez. Give her an out.
Mhm.
You don't need, tiny Roxanne to beat her flat. It just doesn't need to be a thing.
exactly.
You can give Rhea an out to make her spiral into another feud or have to deal with somebody else. Because that's traditionally how you distract Rhea, which is great because she's a powerhouse. You don't want a powerhouse to get beat flat unless it's by a larger powerhouse.
Yeah.
Like when Jordynne Grace comes up to the main roster, if you want to beat Rhea flat, that might be the time.
I could see that.
I don't want to see Rhea get beat flat without an out because it won't make sense.
Right.
Well, you're 100% on that, and that's why you're on the show, man. We love when you bring that knowledge from what you know from shows to it and what you're looking at, and you're like, hey man, this is what it is. I don't know if you guys want to get on board, but
I don't know if you like it, but this is what it looks like to me.
This is what it is. All right, so that's going to be an exciting thing to keep looking out on. So we'll keep a pin in that one. Grunmeister, my friend, unless you're going to talk about Philly, I'm giving the mic to you.
All right, I promise it's not going to be about Philadelphia or the Eagles. It's actually going to be about a certain phenomenal AJ Styles and Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
Okay.
AJ Styles returned at the Rumble after being injured. I don't remember the injury. He sold it on Raw. He sold it as it was potentially career-ending injury. He hyped himself up, got the crowd excited about him. Dirty Dom comes down, he interrupts, and AJ he gave credit to Dom for his work ethic, and Dominic Mysterio has been one of the biggest attractions to Raw, even if fans hate him. So I guess, are we going to see Dirty Dom get a win over AJ Styles, or is AJ Styles getting a win over Dom to build towards AJ Styles versus Braun Breaker?
I think it's the latter. I think it's the latter. Dom has been the first opponent for a lot of guys coming back from injury. I don't know if you've noticed the pattern, but I certainly have. Guy comes back from an injury or a long stint, they put him with Dom. And there's probably two reasons behind that. One, Dominic Mysterio, incredibly safe worker. He's not going to hurt him. He's not going to do anything ridiculous. He knows how to take all the stuff. He's safe. I've never seen that man do anything since his face, like since becoming a heel. I've never seen him do anything that would constitute people getting hurt. It's always punch, kick, take your lunch money while he's beating you up. And that's it.
That's a great point. That's a great point.
But second, and I think this is the most important, someone coming back that you want to establish as a face, you want to put him with a really over heel.
Yeah.
And guess who one of the most over heels is on the mid card? You're guaranteed to get face reactions just by standing there in a ring when Dom comes out to try and cut a promo.
Sure.
That's it. That's all you have to do. You just have to stand there.
Yeah. But that
So
that
why not
also
have
talks
that
about
as
his
the first
brilliance.
feud?
Mhm.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Why not have that as the first feud for everybody? Even if it's just 2 matches, 1 match, who cares? You have now put it into people's mind. Hey, I'm a baby face. Hey, I'm the good guy, I promise. You don't have to. If you put AJ against Braun Breaker right away, now we're split. Don't do that.
Right. Yeah.
No, you're 100 on that. That is some great insight because Dirty Dom is so over as a heel. It's like
He is.
he's going to go down as one of the greatest heels to ever do it. And I think this is his path. Like there in my head right now, there is never a point where I want to see Dom be the face because I don't need it. I just don't. I don't.
I think you're right. I love Dom as a heel. I think you need to keep him away from the world title for almost ever then.
Yeah.
Because the second he wins the world title, people are going to start turning for him.
Yeah.
I think he needs to stay away from every available major title. Now, Intercontinental, stuff like that, he can cheat his way into those. We're good.
Yeah.
But if he starts winning things and it's not involved in him like kicking someone in the dick and rolling him up, like people are going to start getting behind him because he's that over. And it can switch really quickly.
It really can. It really can. And I think we've seen that multiple times with different guys. I like what Bruzy's saying.
I was about to say, I think that's correct.
Thank you for joining in like you always do, Bruzy, and chiming in. I left a lot of what you said about Grun off screen, so but he could be that Piper like character, and I think he could, and I think he could play it well, especially I don't know, in my mind a lot of the times when I'm watching wrestling. I like to take some of my favorite guys from past and see, try to, put them in that moment
where they're getting their stuff from.
Yeah, exactly. And so you can kind of see those moments when Piper would be out there, like Dom has that way where even the Eddie heel shit, he has it down so well. Just the complete arrogance and just look what I'm running around with. Eddie had China. China was one of the hottest things running at that time for the women's division.
Dominic Mysterio is very clearly taking a lot of plays from the Eddie playbook.
Oh yeah,
and he should.
Yeah,
and he should.
There's probably one. He is probably the only one who can legitimately do it, and people not get sick of it and not feel like.
It's because of when he was a kid and he was featured in that ladder match. I think the custody of Dom came back around, and I think it just worked.
It is because of that relation between Eddie and Ray that Dom can get away with it.
He is his son. But to your original question, because it actually wasn't about Dom, it was about AJ.
It was.
So AJ Styles to me, and this is just what I've read, what I've heard, any of that. AJ is probably wrapping up his career in the next 2 years.
Probably.
Don't say that.
I can't imagine he has too much left.
Yeah.
So he's going to want to do stuff that is fun and stuff that'll do good business.
Yeah.
And maybe he might want, for a selfish accolade, one more world title run. Sure. And, whether that works out or not is whatever. And I don't know what his personal, anything is.
Yeah.
But I think what we're going to end up seeing from AJ is we're going to see him work with a lot of the younger talent. We're going to see him potentially go over some of them just to build him up stronger, give him something, depending on what the story calls for. And we're probably going to see him chase after the world title once. Selfishly, I would also like to see him appear in TNA at some point, because I think that would be an excellent callback. And it's something to keep him relevant while also putting a spotlight on TNA for even a 2-month stint. You can throw him down there to feud with whoever. He gets the first win. He loses. Like, he can be TNA world champion for a month and just parade it on Raw. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Because that way you put over AJ before you put over the TNA guys, if that's what you want to do. Like, if that's how you want to make it look strong and build a story, you can do that and get away with it. Because you're bringing the title onto Raw to give it a bigger platform. But enough of the fantasy TNA booking. I think those are the two big things for WWE we're going to end up seeing, is one last chase at the title. Whether he gets it or not is up for debate. And then I think we're also going to get him working with a lot of younger guys.
I like it. Right now, Kevin, with you talking about him possibly just doing something small with TNA, we don't need him to do something for 2 years, something for a few months, maybe even just a month.
Yeah.
But I think, like you said, it would be an amazing callback, and I would love to see a heelish AJ Styles go back to TNA's ring and just light people up. He doesn't have to win the title. He doesn't have to win anything there. I just see him out there, like you said, doing AJ Styles stuff, because ultimately I've been a huge fan of AJ ever since I first seen him on TNA. And always, like, his first match I seen him, I was like, why is this guy not in the WWE? What's going on? Why is he not at the big level? And honestly, now that I look back at it, I'm glad he didn't go, because he learned so much from all the guys coming in, all the different guys he worked with. Kurt Angle. I mean, go back and watch that feud and that mentorship and that just all of what happened in that. And it was amazing. It was captivating storytelling. It actually took away from some of the viewers on WWE. They were switching over at that time because it wasn't, it was a little stale. And the new kid came to class, and we wanted to check out what they were doing.
Styles and Joe is the same way. Samoa Joe.
Exactly. And it really puts a knife in my heart if we don't see Joe back in the WWE before AJ leaves, just to see whatever they can do together.
One more match. Yeah.
I would love one more match. I really would. But I think AJ could go. I think he could. I think he would muster himself up.
I think they could both go one more time. Brucey's saying Joe Daniels Styles, like, dude, you're trying to recreate the unbreakable triple threat, and it will never happen. Daniels, I think Daniels specifically, I think his body's too broken down.
Daniels isn't really wrestling anymore. He's doing backstage stuff for AEW.
He's officially retired, so I don't think he.
That being said, I think you have people who might be comparable to Daniels. Not to say that he isn't a one-of-a-kind talent, because I believe he is. But WWE has people like Shelley now, who are great at concocting just wild things to be able to do, because that's one of the things that Daniels and AJ are really good at, was concocting some of the spots, and Samoa Joe is really good at the psychology, making it all make sense within the moments. So if you still have Samoa Joe and you still have AJ Styles, I think you can slot in someone for Christopher Daniels. They have plenty of people on staff that could do it. It's not to say that it would be the same, but I think it would be comparable.
It would be comparable. I mean, the fallen angel Christopher Daniels himself is just one
of a kind.
One of a kind. Like, he was phenomenal back in the day, and I love all his matches. But Bruzy, you're bringing up he's on his retirement tour. From what I understood, his last couple matches did not pan out the way he thought, and I thought he ended that tour. Like, I know he didn't say it's a retirement tour, but I think he read the writing on the wall.
That's correct. Yep, I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, I
He
don't.
was trying to go on a last tour, but his body didn't hold up.
Yeah,
He
Yeah,
announced it in January.
I
his
think it
last
was,
matches were not.
Mhm.
Oh, they were not Christopher
And-
Daniels matches.
and it's like let's quickly Christopher Daniels versus Dustin Rhodes. Dustin Rhodes did not do a whole lot of crazy stuff in WWE. So really, like, his body was not as
Mm-mm.
beaten up as Daniels. Daniels was part of building TNA.
And they did
And-
some wild stuff to try and stand out.
Yeah. So it's like we were shocked at how well Dustin Rhodes could wrestle, and it's really like you look at both of them comparable. Daniels throughout his career had to do wild stuff to stay relevant, and whereas Dustin, he could be this strange, bizarre Goldust character and stay relevant.
Mhm.
Kevin, I don't know if I've ever asked you this. How old are you?
35.
35. Okay. So did you ever go to WWE dark shows back in the day when Goldust was wrestling?
Yeah.
Grun, have you ever seen Goldust on a dark show?
I have not.
The dude can wrestle.
He can.
Oh my god. Like if you were back in the day and you never witnessed a Goldust dark show match, you missed out because he could go.
Well,
And
there's
yes,
a reason he
did
was
the-
the natural Dustin Rhodes before it.
Yeah.
Exactly. And honestly, you know what? He did do the Goldust gimmicks, the spots that Goldust always did, but his chain, oh my god, his mat wrestling, his ability to just run, like he was phenomenal in that ring. He truly was. And I love the Goldust character. It was one of my favorite characters. It was creepy. It was weird. It made people uncomfortable, but it was entertaining. He had a way to entertain you. The going at somebody, I fucking love that.
I
Is-
remember
God.
looking at a TV screen
Yeah,
when I was a
exactly.
kid.
Exactly. So ultimately, I want to see AJ have a fantastic 2 years. If that's what he's calling it, his last 2 years, I think it'll be fantastic. I would love to see a small run, like you were saying, Kevin. Maybe, to me, it doesn't even have to be the world title. It could be another title, a US title, something like that.
It honestly doesn't even need to be a title if that's not if that's not.
See,
what
I
we
could even go
need.
in there.
I think we just need to see him in high profile feuds, just some high profile stuff to end it out. Give him something nice.
Absolutely love
And then,
it.
as all performers do, he goes out on his back.
Yeah. I like this. Sorry. Damn, Kevin, you don't look a day past 34. Well, that's our Bruzy. He's always in here. Always being a little rascal. I like it. All right. So Grun, do you think we answered your question
I think so.
sufficely?
I think so. I think Braun's gonna have some very awesome matches between now and Mania.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
I think
Yeah.
he's going to have some.
I think him
fantastic
versus
moments.
AJ Styles makes sense for a Mania match, and
It
I think
does.
that helps elevate Braun even more
oh yeah,
because he starts pushing into the main event guys that he's beating for this Intercontinental title, kind of like how Gunther did it.
Yeah.
He's
Exactly.
literally following the Gunther protocol, except Gunther held it consecutively, whereas Braun loses it, then wins it back, loses it, then wins it back. It's almost like they're setting up Braun to break the all-time Intercontinental title record over time.
What if he just doesn't
Because I
like
believe
carrying
Chris
it?
Jericho owns it, and he ain't going back to WWE, so they're probably going to want to break that record.
Yeah, probably. What if when he loses it, he's just like tired of carrying it from that state to another? He's like, I don't want to carry it.
I'm good at carrying this.
So I'll win it back in 2 weeks. Don't worry, guys.
Carry my title for me.
Carry it for me. I love it. All right. So I believe that brings us to Kevin and what Kevin has, what chaos he's brewing up for us. So go ahead, Kevin Calloway, hit him with it.
I'm very in between two subjects. But I think I'm going to go with this one because it's a bit more theory crafting and I think it's fun.
Ooh, I like that.
So we're coming up to an elimination chamber, right? I remember an elimination chamber that was really fun to me. So I'm gonna put it up to the class to fantasy book this for funsies, for speculation purposes, because I don't think we're getting it this year. If you were to book from this tag team division that we have now, a tag team elimination chamber once again, who would you put in it and why?
Oh shit.
It would have to be SmackDown.
It would both. You could put both.
Okay.
I don't think I want to limit it to just SmackDown or Raw.
Okay.
Let's just assume let's assume the champions aren't in it, and whoever wins, they get a shot at the respective brand. How about that?
All right. Okay.
So that would eliminate the Viking Raiders technically,
And
it would eliminate
DIY.
DIY.
Okay.
I would put in Street Profits.
Okay.
I'd put in Los Garza, Creed Brothers, Alpha Academy.
Okay. It wasn't that bad of a pick. Damn.
Yeah, he did not like that
Nugget.
Pretty Deadly.
pick.
And then for number
Ooh.
6, and then for number 6, I think Waller in Theory.
Okay.
Interesting.
And now with most of those teams, they have some sort of history with each other or one specific team. So you got some chaos right there that can be caused. Waller and Theory are known, can do a lot to cause other teams to gang up on them or to cause more drama between others or even within themselves. So you have a lot of moving pieces that would make a fun, chaotic elimination chamber that really would really make you wonder who is going to win this.
I like it.
I like that too. Before I answer, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Is TNA available in this?
Their contract, they're technically within the crossover. I would say that's unlikely, but not off the table. How about that?
Not off the table in this situation. Okay.
And especially it's a fantasy booking situation, dog. If it's technically
Exactly.
possible, I'm gonna allow it.
Okay.
I'm not
awesome.
allowing you to put AEW tag teams into it.
Okay, I'll stay out of that draft pool. I like a lot of who Grun picked. I'm taking out Theory, taking them out. I got to get them out of this. I don't want Waller and Theory in this one.
That's
I feel there's something coming with those two, and it's going to be spectacular. But I'm bringing in the Hardys.
Ooh.
And I'm going to have them in there. And this is just a selfish thing that I want. I want a face-off between them and Pretty Deadly in the middle of the ring. Pretty Deadly acting like the fanboys wanting autographs. And then the Hardys pretending, oh, of course. And then boom, right? Those two just go at it. Those teams just go at it. I think Pretty Deadly would match up well with the Hardys. And
Wrong
yeah,
tag team.
I don't know why that came out, but it did. The Hardys. But yeah, I like a lot who you put in there though, Grun. But I have to give this one, if I'm going any of those teams, the Street Profits have to walk out with a win on this one against all those tag teams. And I want them to do it in a jaw-dropping way. I don't want it to be like, oh, he did this amazing move and got the amazing cover. No, I want it to be a beatdown and they take the win. They don't just win, they take the win. Because I think that there's a Nation of Domination 2.0 brewing, and I really think the Street Profits are going to be one of the leaders in that. And it's going to involve women in this new version of the Domination. And I'm here for it. That's what I want. I want it selfishly. That's what I want. But I think the Hardys edition would be an awesome pop, paying homage to what they've done. And then them being in the middle of a WWE ring again, not as WWE champions, but TNA.
Yeah.
I think that would be, that's where I would go. But I really liked your throwing Pretty Deadly in there, Grud. I've been a Pretty Deadly fan since you met me. I fucking love that team. I don't know why. I just do.
I made my own.
All right.
I think the only thing I'm missing, because I would have put the Viking Raiders in here for a meteor team.
Oh, they
Because
would
the
have been.
meatiest team I have in here is American made. They can do the strength stuff, so I'm not too worried about it, but that at least varies it up a little bit. So here I like the Los Garza pick, but I'm gonna put in LWO with it.
Okay.
Ooh.
But I specifically want it to be Mysterio and Dragon Lee.
Okay.
Then, just because they're also feuding at the time, and because I think they would be a good conniving heel team that can kind of steal pins or do whatever, New Day. Plus, they're
Ooh.
veterans.
Yeah.
So that it's easier to keep everyone settled, especially if you have so many people jumping around, which I'll get to in a second. Another veteran team that I think can be a nice addition would be Motor City Machine Guns. Huge on the machine guns, and I think they can bring a lot of creativity to whatever happens in that cage.
Detroit.
American made, because they can use the power, and they can be led really well into that and use that power and creativity into it. But the last one I have is probably one of the top tag teams they have, but they're not even on the main roster, is Fraxium.
Oh, okay.
You put Fraxium in there to do some of their stuff, and I think with the cage involved, it's going to get really good. So I think if I had to take one out to put in like a larger team with more meat on their bones, I would probably, Los Garza is the easiest one for me to take out.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would keep in the LWO simply because of the history with New Day. And I think Los Garza is kind of ancient history at this point when it comes to the LWO. And kind of they're kind of floating right now.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't really have a feud, and a couple of their roles would be filled within this. I think that they're great workers, though. So unless I can find a meteor team to put in, they would be my pick.
No, I like those picks. I like that. And Grun, you were talking about that NXT tag team yesterday, and how you said they're ready to go.
Fraxium is definitely ready to go.
Yeah.
But I did mention that I do believe that there is a greater concern that causes Fraxium to be in NXT for a while longer, and that is the NXT tag team division is, I think they took apart Chase U thinking other tag teams would be ready, but just if they have a bunch of tag teams that are ready to go, they're not telling us that they got tag teams ready to go, because without Fraxium, I don't see the NXT tag team titles meaning anything.
I don't see them moving up after Mania. They don't have a team. They don't have a team to take it off of them.
No.
They're building a lot of teams around it. I think No Quarter Catch Crew has a lot of potential, specifically Tavion Heights.
I think they have a lot of I mean, like you said, they're building a lot of teams.
I actually loved the combination of whoever the Yoshida guy with Josh Briggs.
Josh Briggs, yeah.
Loved that team at Vengeance Day.
Yeah, he was pretty gnarly.
But I'm looking at the rest of it, or thinking of the rest of it, honestly, and it's just like, who else do they have? What, Out the Mud, I think, is still doing things. Correct? Like are they the only other tag team that I can think of?
There's Gallus, the 3-man team.
I feel Gallus might be going up soon.
I could see that.
Because you can put them as pieces around other people. Like a Drew McIntyre, if you want to put a faction around him.
That could probably be fun, because Gallus does seem to have a personality that's adjacent to Drew. Yeah,
they would play well off each other.
Yeah. I just don't know. I don't think Fraxium can come up. Not right
No.
now. I would have them in that match simply because I would have them still in NXT, maybe even still as a champs.
Mhm.
They just want to try and prove more shit.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of been their story recently is we're going to go places and we're going to prove we're the best. They're going to TNA and doing it. They're doing it in NXT. Why not put them on the main roster for a show? And they come up, they beat a couple people to get into the chamber, and then they lose.
That would be interesting. I would like that. You know, don't keep them on the main, but just let them come up and, you know, just pique the interest of the fans and see what happens. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
I think if you didn't have an injured JD, I might put in Judgment Day as well. Simply because to give you a strong heel. Because then you can make it JD. And if Finn's not doing anything, it can be Finn. Or it's easy to slot in Dom.
Yeah.
Yeah, real easy.
If you want to do more of the separation between Dom and Finn, you could even have them in there.
That could be interesting. I would like that. I would like to see that.
I like
I
when
think
chambers have intermingling stories.
Yeah, I do too. It just adds. And like with wrestling, every bit of a wrestling fan, your fandom is a 7-layer dip.
Oh,
and it's just, you know, you keep finding things. And when they intermingle storylines inside big main event matches, it's just pure excitement. You gotta just sit back and watch and see what happens. All right, guys. So before we go out, because we are 7 minutes outside of Monday Night Raw going live, I want to ask you guys, have you guys seen what is out there? It's a China lookalike.
I have seen that.
Yes.
And it is
that you showed.
scary.
It's scary close.
Like I said in the chat, Grun, when I shared that, the only way I could tell that wasn't China was the nose. And when they did that, it was her coming out of the APA makeshift door. She comes out of that, and the camera kind of turns and then looks at her profile. Dude, I'm telling you, if I wouldn't have seen her nose, I would have been like, what? Something happened to her. She's not around anymore. What's going on? But yeah, I didn't know. It sent chills down my spine.
It's scary.
It is. She could legitimately pass as China's daughter.
Yeah,
absolutely 100%.
I would buy it. And you know what? I don't know. I don't know. I don't see her going. I don't know if they would call her up.
Oh wait, is she an actual pro wrestler?
Oh, she's a wrestler.
That woman's actually
from what I can find so far, she started out as just doing manager stuff.
Yeah,
but she got in, she started training, and she's going to be working matches.
Okay.
Oh,
so that's from what I could find. There's not much out there, but I assume shortly we will be seeing a lot more coming out of that one.
It definitely gonna be interesting to see what is confirmed about it, because Joe Hendry had been in the industry almost 15 years before he caught fire with his stuff
with a song.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much. Just one thing that these fans have to find, and you're a star.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you can get enough eyes on you to look at you for 5 minutes, because Josh, you talk about it all the time. Kevin, I'm sure you know, 5 minutes, 30 seconds, whatever it is. If you can get people to ask who you are, you might just blow up.
You might just reel them in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much.
Does not. All right, fans, friends, my co-host, we are 4 minutes outside Monday Night Raw. So Grunmeister, tell them where they can find those beautiful villainous blue eyes.
You can catch me at twitch.tv/Grunmeister on Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, where I give you my review and preview of SmackDown.
Yes, go join on that. Now, Chaos Kevin Calloway. Let's hear what you got to go.
Well, I'm back at Frontline Pro on Friday, a battle at Bakerville in Marshfield, Wisconsin. I will be teaming with a man simply known as The System, which I do not know much about, but I assume he is on the same page as me as we take out Sam Eli and one Quinn Whittick.
Ooh.
So that should be an enticing match with another winner's purse for your boy.
Awesome. I love it.
Nice.
I love that. And Viking's going to be out there. He's looking forward to seeing you
Oh,
again.
nice. He's going to be out there again?
Yeah.
Hell
He's really excited. He was actually really excited that it's on a Friday as opposed to a Saturday, because then he was like, hey, we can do a conspiracy show. And I was like, yes, we can,
Yeah, we
Viking.
can.
So, yes, congratulations on being a part of Frontline Pro. That's awesome. And doing what you do, Kevin. We enjoy a lot of what you do. Not everything, just a lot.
It can't be 100%.
Well, whatever you do in the bathroom on your time, I don't enjoy it.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, fans. So it is I, the voice, Joshua Joseph. And I almost dropped my last name. Good thing I caught myself. You can catch me here with my friends every Monday night at 7 p.m. where me, the Chaos Goblin, Kevin Calloway himself, and the blue-eyed villain, Grunmeister, we talk Monday Night Raw, and we want you to be a part of the show, just like our friend Bruzy, our friend the Lou, everybody who's jumped in. Ken, you'll always see him at the top of the show because that's what Ken does. And we love Ken for that. He's our longest running fan of this show. So we got to keep him in. And catch us here, 7 p.m. You can come back for all the chaos that we created. Friday, I do a cool extreme show with House. Me and him, we go ECW Hardcore TV to be exact, and we go extreme. We are following the storylines because, well, like MJF says, me and House are fucking marks when it comes to storylines, and ECW provides us with that because we love it. So come join us. That's 5 p.m. We moved it so in case you want to, drive home and listen to us on your drive home instead of being angry in traffic, you got that option. So catch us 5 p.m. on Fridays, ECW, and then on Sunday, you can catch the crew, who's ever available. We do an in your house party. That's where we talk about wrestling throughout the week. Last week we talked, was it Vengeance Day? We talked that. We talked a lot of SmackDown. We had a big Bailey talk. So come join us for all that. Come join IYH for everything. There's shows all the time. There's Dear Pro Wrestling. There's the Raw deal with House and O'Neal. We got so many things going on here, man.
It's hard to keep track of all of them sometimes.
It really is. And then on Saturdays, you can come and hang out with me here with the Window Lickers. I do Conspiracy at Seas with Viking, Storm, and Luna. And last week, we were talking to a Freemason.
I saw that. I got to check that out because it feels interesting.
Oh, it was, because there's a certain number that pops up, and you can see on their face that they don't want to talk about that. So, interesting. Check it out. Go see what we're talking about there. It was a fun talk. But this week, you know what? You're just going to have to tune in to see what we're talking about. We don't want to give the 3-letter agencies any tips. Okay. So anyways, for Kevin Calloway and Grunmeister, the voice for House, for Annie O'Neal, for Relentless Ray Larson, and for the world's most dangerous podcaster, Paragon. We love you guys. We thank you for joining us. Go check out Brainbusters Tea. Type in your house. Look us up. Buy some stuff. Enjoy your week, and we will catch you on next Monday, guys. Peace.